Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
It's always awkward.
So, I forget, in this game, can you, like, anyone start the queue?
I have no idea. I mean, you might have been, but I've just never done it.
I just randomly press X and we're here now.
And that's cool.
Apparently so.
Dang, this lemonade's good.
Nice.
I guess
Get on the job, soldier.
just a little. It's 5%. It's not that bad.
Yes, this guy. Okay. It's been a while since I played this game.
All right, we are live, and so is the chat, and we are all here actually playing right into the thick of the action. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to another thought-provoking game night. I am Princess 1215, once again joined by Coca-Cola.
On your feet, soldier! We don't have time for that! Oh gosh, I say as I'm lagging all over the place.
Yeah, you can chop it up.
Where am I? There I am.
I kind of just want to... You're doing good, buddy. Just hang in there.
And then that is another one of those voices is Dexter Corp HD.
So I have helped make the chat at least 18 plus, considering I am now inebriated.
Oh, gosh.
According to a Midwesterner. I almost said Middle Easterner.
Yeah, that is very different from what we are.
Two very different cultures.
But more alike than we'd like to admit.
Yep.
So
Who's we?
and then of course our final member today is Lewis.
Something witty. Hello, everyone. Good to be here.
So since we're currently blasting bucket heads on the second Death Star, you might be wondering exactly what we're doing here. So we're playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. The 2017 version, of course, and we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking the recent announcements that were made at Star Wars Celebration in the last week. Because, oh boy, was there a lot of stuff announced and stuff to talk about and everything. So, welcome Michael C to the chat. What is up? Battlefront 2 is what is up. So, I didn't act. Usually, I like to watch the live streams for Celebration, but I didn't this year because I assumed that, like last year, they weren't going to actually live stream hardly anything. But surprisingly, they live stream more stuff this year, which I wasn't aware of. So I kind of missed everything and just caught the recap announcements. Oh, that's a lot of stormtroopers.
Yep. Oh, now it let us spawn.
But you know, it's like even then, you know, still seeing the announcements was cool, and I watched some clips online. So we're going to talk about some of them. So, but really quick before we get to the announcements, what about you guys? Did you guys see anything from Celebration, or did you just see like the headlines online following?
I haven't done anything Star Wars related in a hot second, so.
What are you even talking about?
What?
Not you, Lewis. I'm also responding to the question. Because I had no idea this was happening.
Well, so yeah, that answers that question, I guess.
Yeah.
Question with a question.
What is a Star War? I say, yeah, no, so I guess that final Jedi Survivor trailer was shown off at that.
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
I mostly saw headlines, a few clips, and of course the trailers. But as just like with Prentice, I didn't catch any of the live stream stuff because, well, for one, I didn't actually know it was happening.
Yeah, it seems like they didn't do that great a job of
happened,
advertising
so
it this year.
This is a thing. And they even did it sort of around my neck of the woods.
In London,
Oh,
yes.
really? Oh.
It was in London this year.
Where was it last year? I thought it was...
So last year it was Anaheim? That sounds right?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds like...
Cause I think it was Anaheim last year. The year before, and they didn't do the year before that because COVID. But then the last time they did it before COVID was also in Anaheim, because they did Anaheim 2 years in a row, and then I think the year before then was Orlando. But then other than that, then it's jumped around a little bit. So yeah, so this year was London.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I have not been keeping up with, being busy with classes, finally slowing down, or at least getting to that climax. I've kind of been nonstop at that, and some other stuff happened personally in my life, so I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah.
I thought you guys just wanted to play Battlefront 2 to switch things up a bit.
I mean, in the I did put in the chat that Celebration just happened. So
Yeah,
okay, I did not see that then. So if I'm blaming anyone, it's all your fault, not me. It's not because I'm illiterate or anything. It's just because you guys are bad at writing stuff. Blah blah blah.
What the? Is that how that works?
I don't think that's exactly how that works. So Michael C asks if I'm.
We're illiterate.
Yeah. So Michael C is asking in the chat if I'm going to go to the TFCon this year. That's the Transformers convention, or one of them. There's BotCon. I actually went to BotCon back in 2012. That was really cool. That was really fun. I got to see a preview build of Fall of Cybertron.
Oh,
Jeez.
lucky you!
So
I just fell to my death. But
you.
Nice.
but no, I will not be attending TFCon. That would require me asking off work, and
I mean, you could just see if they'd be willing to ship you out there for a report. I mean, it has to be a semi-slow news cycle, right?
I mean, we are in the middle of weather season, so, and it's the Midwest, so that's slow news season and weather in the Midwest doesn't exactly go together.
I guess you're right, yeah. Well, nothing's happened here, which is super weird. Usually around my birthday, we always get a tornado or two.
Okay, I'm concerned Loka is just standing in one place in the hangar bay.
Menacingly, too. Oh, he's moving.
Well,
moving.
depending on your point of view, I suppose.
I mean, he could also be moving really fast.
Are you stuck?
Well,
he's cutting in and out.
my entire game is lagging. So,
Oh.
No.
Okay. That's not good.
Ever then. So I think what I'm gonna do, since... Ow.
Sorry, I'm just trying to...
Oh, wait.
Ow!
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, are you back?
Oh. No, he hit me.
No. It's only momentary. This is this is my... Let's see, I can move that little.
Okay.
So, and it keeps doing that, so I think, because it lagged the entire last game as well, it's gonna lag this, it lagged the entire last game. It's probably gonna lag this entire game, because, internet problems. So, oh boy.
Run backwards.
Am I gonna watch myself dying? Oh, I did.
Oh,
just
yeah,
not the way I expected. So I think what I may end up doing, since game is not working because of my internet, but I have some good news about that.
Oh?
But I think what I may end up doing is maybe leaving the game and then just stick in the arcade.
Ah, okay, yeah, because you don't need internet for that.
So
Yeah, man, sorry about
think
that.
that's how I'm gonna do this.
No,
I
that's too bad.
It's been like this for months.
Oh,
But
Oh.
as I was gonna say, good news. We are finally getting that fixed now, because
Oh, thank goodness.
Hey.
we just decided to say, all right, screw this internet provider. We'll go on to another one. If you're not gonna fix our problems, then we're gonna go someplace else.
yeah.
We can send them a strongly worded letter.
No, we've already sorta kinda done that.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's how it's gonna be on my end today, it seems. So I'm still gonna be here though. So let's go back to Star Wars.
Yes, okay. And then really quick, there is a question in the
Celebrate
chat.
the wars in the stars.
So then really quick, there is a question in the chat. When's the next episode of Transformers Knights of Cybertron? It is, oh, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. So there's actually a teaser trailer
Oh
for
boy, that's Luke.
for the next 5 episodes that can be watched now, and then next month in May I'll have another video that will come out that'll be going more into depth about when you can see about when those episodes will actually be out. Spoiler: it's soon. TM. So that's an Ewok.
Good to know.
That's my cue
Good
to leave.
to know. Look, I know you don't care for mammals, especially short, stubby ones, but I don't think you have anything to be afraid of.
Okay, and then now I've just been asked why, because in the teaser there's a scene where one of the characters is in handcuffs, and so he asks, why does Sam go to prison? As if I'm going to tell you. It's like yeah, spoilers. You're gonna have to wait and find out. You think you can just Jedi mind trick me while I'm on stream and distract me to get me to divulge plot sensitive information like that? No, sorry. You're gonna Luke. You're gonna have to. I like spoilers, he says. Clearly. So sorry, you're gonna have to wait like everyone else. It's like
There might
I
be
know.
a leak coming
but-
out soon, though.
I highly doubt someone cares enough to hack into my computer and leak and oh boy and leak my fan scripts of a Transformers stop motion series.
I think it'd be more.
First of the
I think it'd
idea.
be more ironic or funny if I did that. I mean, if someone did that.
An anonymous threat to your channel.
Yeah.
So anyway, as Locust said, let's get back to Star Wars. So there was plenty announced there that a lot of it's stuff that we still already kind of knew that was coming. Okay, can I at least tell you one thing? Okay, the one thing I will tell you is there will be explosions. There, that's the one thing.
Whoa! Don't go showing your cards too much.
I mean, what can I say? There's robots, they fight, there's lots of explosions.
I
So
know
anyway-
that's probably a reference to some sort of thing I don't understand, but I'm just going to nod my head in agreement.
No, that isn't really a reference to
explosions.
anything. Yeah, just explosions. There's explosions in this, too.
Oh, there is? No way.
So anyway, there was plenty announced at Celebration. A lot of it was stuff that we kind of already knew was coming, but we got a lot more information on it. The thing I think I want to talk about first is that I know Loka's probably excited about alongside me is, of course, the Ahsoka series that's going to be?
Yes.
That thing.
Thing. Whoa.
So clearly,
it's a small thing. It's a small matter.
clearly, Loka is excited about it, as am I, given by his reaction. So,
Nice.
so Loka, it's like, do you want to go? You want to say? It's like, what you're really kind of excited to see about it.
Where do I start? Well, it's live action Rebel sequel.
Basically,
series,
yes.
Essentially, like that. Yeah.
I thought it was
They
3D.
say, no, it's live action. It's got Rosario Dawson, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And like part of me is like, I would have liked to see, I suppose, a proper animated sequel series.
Me too.
But
Me too.
I'll take this. If the option is either this or no
Or nothing.
follow-up whatsoever, then absolutely, and especially after seeing a certain cameo in the Mandalorian, I'm a bit okay. I think this might actually work.
Especially with that particular cameo.
Yeah. And I mean, it's all that. Plus, it's got Thrawn in it.
Yes.
Granted, that seemed a little given, considering when Ahsoka showed up in the Mandalorian, and it's all, where is Maul?
Where's Thrawn?
Where is Thrawn?
Yeah, I can tell you where Maul is right now.
He's dead.
Exactly.
Or is he? We thought so the first
Yes.
time.
I mean, that's...
Yes, he is. But is he really? Yes, he is.
Yeah, it just all that really. It's a sequel show to Rebels. It's got Ahsoka in it, which Rebels,
Wait, so
Clone Wars.
Thrawn and Ahsoka?
Yes.
Thrawn is gonna be in there, and I can't really think of anything else to start off with, but it makes me really excited. Even if I would have preferred a animated sequel series, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. It looks great.
Yeah. Well, and another thing I think is exciting about it is that Huang, the lightsaber builder droid from Clone Wars, is going to be in it.
That too.
Voiced once again by David Tennant of Doctor Who fame, amongst other things. So obvious. So even more Clone Wars connections there, with Huang being involved.
It's almost as if Dave Filoni is involved.
Yeah.
But I thought Clone Wars was a kids show.
Cue the multiple beheadings and stabbings and people dying in fiery explosions compilation.
Good thing those bugs can't aim.
Yeah.
Immediate death.
War crime compilation. Let's go!
Yay! So yeah, I'm going to basically echo everything.
Hey, another Clone Wars reference?
But
Yeah,
Is
echo.
there an echo?
Is there an echo in here? Yes. It's like, what? I'm Echo. An actual joke from the Bad Batch.
yeah. Good times.
So yeah, I'm basically going to echo everything Loka just said. I'm very excited for this show because a lot of people didn't give Rebels a chance just based on when it came out and the drastic change in art style compared to Clone Wars and everything, and that's a real crying shame because it is a really, really good show. Does it have its issues? Yes, but I think it's. I mean, every show has issues. Clone Wars had its issues, but it was still a really good show at the end of the day. Rebels was a really good show at the end of the day. So I'm that shore trooper just killed himself with his own grenade.
I thought I killed him. Or wait, are we? Okay, yeah, we are all. I can't even talk.
Man, that hard lemonade's really hitting you.
Yeah, it's really getting to me now. I think I just have the sleepy tired.
But yeah, Rebels is a really good show, especially like. I understand season 1 being a little difficult to get past for some, but I mean, but it's only like 13 or 14 episodes or something like that in an hour-long premiere, so it's really not that much. So if you just stick with it and power through the first season, and even then, the first season is not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I liked it. I still liked it
it's a good first season. So if you power through it, just don't go in expecting. Late season Clone Wars, drama and intensity.
You still need to build up those characters for their loss to have meaning.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, it's a fresh restart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In a sense.
Yeah.
And then it gets immediately back into the action in a way with season 2, where like, oh, Ahsoka is in there, and we get Rex and Gregor and is it Commander Wolf?
Commander Wolf,
yeah.
That Dark Vader guy's here too,
and he is, yes. Okay, so really quick, Michael C has another question in the chat. He's asking who is that voice before Darth Vader in the last in I think he says the last Skywalker. I think he means the Rise of Skywalker. Because it's like that's him mixing the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker titles, and that is just an unholy combination I am not ready for. So to answer the question the question of who the voice was, if I believe if I believe I'm correct and that you're referring to the Rise of Skywalker, then the voice that was before Vader was Supreme Leader Snoke, because the whole point behind that scene is Palpatine inferring that like all this influence that Kylo Ren had been hearing and he'd been feeling through the Force and stuff was all Palpatine's manipulations, and Palpatine had been using the voices of Snoke and Vader to tempt Kylo Ren, basically. So
I do not I guess.
You can be forgiven for wanting to forget things about Rise of Skywalker.
I honestly don't remember much about that movie.
I still haven't rewatched it.
You know what? Actually, same. I watched it twice in the theater, and that's been it. I have not seen it since. The closest I've gotten to quote unquote rewatching is playing Lego Star Wars.
That's a very loose
and it's a very
interpretation of of the source material and the just watching it again.
Skywalker is the last one, right?
Yes, Rise of Skywalker is the last one.
The titles feel a little interchangeable.
Just a bit. Especially the last two is what I think.
Right, which is kind of where I understand some of the confusion. It's like because it's like the Last Jedi could totally fit for Rise of Skywalker.
All of them could be,
and it's
all of them. All three of those titles very much could be. I'd even argue 5 and 6 you could reverse those. Kinda. Oh, hi, Maul.
I turned at the right time. Oh, I'm dead.
I mean, I at least... no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say at least those titles have more meaning than Dragon Quest title names. But...
I forgot they have title names.
Yeah, no, like, I've seen Hand of the Heavenly Bride. That's the one that comes to my mind first.
Ah! Wow, I got launched.
I've seen bad game titles, so I don't think it's anything to yell out at Star Wars for. But
yeah, I mean,
Everyone
They
just
have
calls
plenty other
them.
things to yell at them about.
Well,
Yeah.
I will say, as a writer myself, coming up with a title is hard.
I can imagine.
It's like you could have the best story imaginable, but then but it's like when it comes to naming it, you could go, okay, this is a really intense drama. This is going to be modern day Hamlet in terms of its impact and themes and everything. What do I call this? The story of
Halo
Jeff.
Reach. Oh,
It's like, well, it's about a guy named Jeff, so you know
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It's like good. It's
What are you,
some
what are you
good
gonna call
titles
the
are
sequel?
the other story of Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's new story.
Jeff's new story.
That's
It's like-
that's after the trilogy ends with the Jeff Moon Rises or something. I don't know.
Jeff Resurgence.
Yeah.
Shepherding.
The Jeffening.
I can't. I
A Jeff
can't
Story
hear
3.
this.
Ah, hell no.
Oh no!
I can't.
What?
Greedy
I
reboot.
can't hear all this without thinking about that there is actually a movie called Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Oh,
is
is there?
About a guy who's named Jeff who lives,
lives at home.
Whoa.
I'm a big fan of the Sharknado titles are really good.
The
Oh,
Fourth Awakens.
Yeah.
my God.
Oh, Vader! It's Vader. That's I'm being choked. No, that's
I
not
see
good.
you being choked, yeah.
Ray's just sitting here doing nothing.
Ah, so her character arc in all
it's
those
the Game-
movies.
Okay, wait, no, never mind.
That was mean. That was mean. I don't
Okay.
believe that. But
Hey.
Thank you for summing up the opinions of a bunch of people. who
exactly.
Don't like women.
Yes. That was me summing up the opinions.
That
of yeah, that too.
I hate women. Here is a very unbiased review about women.
That was a bad guy. That was a bad guy, and he just took out all of us, and we did nothing because we didn't realize he was a bad guy.
Oh, gosh.
I think that maybe is a good segue point, though, is bringing up Ray. Is that there was actually 3 new movies announced at Celebration, and
Like,
Okay.
actually,
like actual movies, yes. Because Star Wars used to make
Theatrical
those
releases?
ones. Yes, theatrical releases meant for the cinema. Yes. So the first one will be directed by James Mangold, who's made a lot of good movies, and is currently his next movie is actually Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Ooh, okay.
So clearly Lucasfilm is happy enough with his work on Indy 5 that they're getting him to do a Star Wars as well.
Yeah, do we have any details on the plot?
So the plot is going to focus on the first Jedi.
Oh.
First Jedi, not the last Jedi.
Not the last Jedi, but the first Jedi.
What?
Yeah, and it's been described so far as a biblical epic that tells the story of the first Jedi and how the Jedi learned to harness the Force. So I think that's
Okay.
I think that's a fascinating concept, and that I'm all
Yes.
for them exploring
Yeah.
that.
What did they mean by a biblical?
I'm assuming they're talking like, Old Testament scale with like, kind of think Lord of the Rings with these giant armies and stuff, and kind of
I guess like the theming of the movie and stuff.
and stuff like that.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
So
what's his name? Is it Bob? Please tell me it's Bob.
Jedi Bob.
Jedi Bob.
Jedi Bob lives.
He's canon.
Wait.
So that's the first one. The next movie, and I'm going in timeline order here, actually not necessarily in
Okay.
release order. So then the next movie is going to be directed by the one, the only Dave Filoni, and it will be a wrap up to the Mando verse, so to speak, where the
These
Mando.
aren't like a trilogy. They're
No,
like separate movies?
these are separate movies. And so this will be a wrap up to the Mandoverse, which is going to be The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and a new show that's coming out next year called Skeleton Crew. It's like all these shows will end up coming together in kind of a Star Wars endgame, so to speak. And but it's several years.
Crew. I'm sorry. Refresh me on Skeleton Crew. I've heard it before.
So
I have a vague idea of what it's about, but
yeah, it's basically Space Goonies. I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Basically it's Jude Law. Jude Law may or may not be a Force sensitive. We're not totally sure quite yet. And he's got these kids, and they're flying around in a space bus going on coming of age adventures. And there may be some crossover with characters from The Mandalorian in it.
I was thinking this Skeleton Crew was like some Imperial Left Behinds or something.
No, it's kids.
Wow, I feel betrayed.
Whatever happened to the Acolyte show?
So that's coming out next year as well. They don't have a firm date for it. If I had to guess, I'm guessing like February or March. So about this time.
Okay.
They're still announcing a new one. No, that one's not done.
And then there was that Taika Waititi.
So the official word on that is that he is still churning away on the script, and Kathleen Kennedy's saying is like, oh yeah, he Taika Waititi is just a guy that likes to do things himself, and he's got his own distinct style and way of doing things, and we're not going to get in the way of that. So
I'm a little concerned that he's got another movie in the works right now. So I'm a little concerned that he's just not pushing it off just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't really know. That's
I
one I could see not happening, because kind of like with Rogue Squadron, which is going to be the Patty Jenkins directed Top Gun but with X-Wings movie, and it seems like that's not really happening anymore either. So it may still, but it's like, as per Lucasfilm of the last decade, is let's get a whole bunch of really notable directors to make Star Wars movies for us until a movie they made before their Star Wars movie bombs, so we take Star Wars away from them.
Yikes. Yeah, I know no one would want to burn bridges, but I do wonder if he had other priorities first before Star Wars.
I mean, I think that's he's also what's he doing? I think he's doing an Evangelion movie for Netflix too.
What?
Live action?
Evangelion?
I think live action, yes. I think it's Evangelion.
Oh, no.
I could be wrong about that. Just a note. I could be wrong about that. But
could be good.
No. It's not. Excuse me. It's not Evangelion. It's Akira.
Oh.
Okay, that's still not going to be good.
I mean, apparently
I'm sorry.
People liked the Cowboy Bebop Netflix show, but not that I watched it.
I don't know if anyone actually did.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't think anyone cared for it.
That's what I heard, is that everyone kind of hated it.
Yeah, I don't remember the specific criticisms, but it wasn't good.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched it, so I should.
One of the critiques I heard is that it's a good show, but it's not Cowboy Bebop.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
yeah, Cowboy Bebop is a great show. That's in my you want to watch anime. Here's where to start. It's like 24 episodes long, and it's got enough Western in it to where you're not going to feel super out of place.
And Steve Bloom.
Yes, the dub is fantastic. The dub is really good.
Moving on, the final Star Wars. Yeah, so movie 3, the last one, is going to be directed by a woman whose name I cannot remember nor can I pronounce. I'm going to have to look at it closer. And then her movie is going to be set 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker, and will focus on Rey Skywalker and her new Jedi Order.
Okay, that could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Lewis not sounding enthused by that.
I
Let
said
me
it
know
could be,
why.
not that it is. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see, not necessarily this director's work, but more so, I want to know what her plans are for this movie. Because
Yeah.
as it stands, Rey probably doesn't deserve one.
That's what I'm
Because
thinking. People aren't
Well,
going
because
to.
she.
Yeah. Go on.
I was going to say because in the movies she hasn't done much. Like you've said before on a previous stream, Prentice, she needs we need a Clone Wars for the sequels.
I still agree with that.
But yeah,
Damage
before
control.
yeah, please give me a reason for me to want to see Rey. I don't know, something believable. It feels like she hasn't earned it. Ahsoka earned it.
Ahsoka has definitely earned it. But I think this is also... I think another way to look at this, and that's kind of the way I'm looking at this, is that Rey, the character, I think it's arguable whether or not she deserves her own solo spin-off movie after she's essentially already had 3 all to her, and people question what her character even still is, and she's not well defined. But I don't look at this as Rey deserves this. I look at this as Daisy Ridley deserves this because of how
Yeah.
because of
You know,
kind
if
of
you
how
go
things
with that,
turned
I
out
think-
for her.
Yeah, if you say that, I think I agree with you.
Because this will be a singular vision by one director and one story built solely around her without any other, because she is the poster child for the sequels, but you also had to balance her and Poe and Finn and the original cast and these new bad guys, and it's like The Force Awakens had a very daunting task, and it's really a miracle that I think the first 2/3 of that movie is even actually good or enjoyable, and I think it's only the last third that goes off the rails with it being a New Hope ripoff, but because it could have been because the whole thing could have been a giant mess, and it's really only the last third I think is a mess. So really I think that does
Interesting.
I think that does speak a lot to some of the good stuff that is in there. Because Daisy Ridley's acting was never the issue with those movies.
Yeah, no.
So it was
her character motivations that's always been contested, I think.
Yeah, and
depending on who you ask, it depends on whether or not they're sexist.
It certainly does, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which I hate that I have to say that. It really doesn't make me feel good.
No.
But I don't see any other way other than... Yeah, as long as I attack the problem head on and then make fun of people doing that, I feel a tiny bit better. But it's still sad that has to be a thing. I don't like that.
So
People suck.
I want to see this movie get made because I think it's going to be because it's like I can also imagine this movie getting made and people going, oh, now I understand this character, and it's like it's silly that it took us 4 movies to get there, but it's like I think a singular vision focusing mainly on her. I think and really truly being in a new era. I mean, being 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, the First Order is gone. I mean, if the first trailer comes out and it really is just, oh no, we have the remnants of the First Order back, and they're doing stuff.
Happen.
Aw, crap. Here we go again.
Yeah. Then
I don't know. Star Wars has always worked best with big, I guess I would say bombastic wars?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really don't have a better word. I mean, think of, Knights of the
conflicts.
Old Republic. Yeah. If I were to go there, if we're talking, specifically non-movie related, that's what comes to my mind first, and even then, that's kind of just what the prequels and the original trilogy did. But with good world building, and they could stretch it out for a very long period of time because it was a game. And then they made an MMO and a sequel to that game. So there was a lot to pull from.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out, and based on the plot synopses that they've given so far, I mean, it seems like that these are interesting, actually good ideas. Where some of the others that they've thrown out there have, there seems like a little less of less of a good idea and more like, hey, this could make us money. Like Taika Waititi directs a Star Wars movie, and it's like because he made Thor Ragnarok, and then Disney saw money signs, so then they had him do Thor: Love and Thunder, and now it's like oh, no one likes him anymore.
I think I'm gonna blame a lot of Love and Thunder on nobody likes Marvel right now, or I'd say no one likes it. People are getting tired of it.
Burnt out, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they haven't they haven't let go of the gas.
Phase 4 was too bloated. I'll agree with that, and I think that was, it was trying to do too much at once. And it's funny because they did actually end up taking a break, but that wasn't their choice.
Yeah.
They took a break because COVID was a thing. Where if COVID hadn't been a thing, they wouldn't have taken a break.
Are you talking about doing shows instead of movies, or
just thinking anything? I guess
Yes.
Like, just calm down. Give us a breather.
But I mean, I think they've clearly learned their lesson, because the things that are better suited to be TV shows at this point, I think, are going to be TV shows like Daredevil and She-Hulk and stuff. Those are going to stick to be TV shows. Meanwhile, some of the TV shows they were going to make as TV shows are now good to be movies instead, like Armor Wars, which is going to be War Machine versus a reborn Ultron. And maybe Justin Hammer. That was going to be a TV show. It's now going to be a movie.
Oh, I see.
So they've swapped tracks on that one. So they're learning. They're getting better. But
Okay.
I think that was also part of the issue with Patty Jenkins. Is like, I mean, I think Rogue Squadron does. It's like Top Gun with X-wings. I think that does make for an interesting idea. But the only reason they put Patty Jenkins immediately in the director's chair was because she just came off of doing Wonder Woman, and that blew up and everyone liked it. So it's like, I think they, instead of immediately assigning directors to a project, unless they have a very specific singular vision they can offer, they need to come up with the concept, cultivate it, say here's the idea, and then go shopping for directors and see which one would be best to execute that vision, rather than going, it's like what's a popular director right now, because that's what they did with Solo, where they got Phil Lord and Christopher Miller in to do Solo, and then they got rid of them more than halfway through production, and basically reshot the whole thing with Ron Howard instead. So
Sorry, did I interrupt something?
no.
Okay, good.
No, I was done.
Cool.
That was the end of my thought.
Okay, okay, I heard so. I was hoping I was.
No.
Hey! I
No,
had to
no,
get water, and then realized me getting water sounds like I'm taking a leak. So, wow,
On air.
the booze has actually made me think more about what I'm doing. Thank you.
No, I did end with a so, but that was a trailing off. I'm done point.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I'm not a. Sorry, You go ahead. Go ahead.
Now that I've cooled down from my initial reaction, I think, maybe I will like Rey as the mentor character more, like, than how she was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's only if they can write her effectively.
Yeah. I have.
There has
hopes.
to be something. And I was thinking about this just a minute ago. Like, you can have different directors as long as there's something unifying it that makes it Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just a question. The question is, what is that element?
I mean, I think it's the unified. I think a lot of it's the unified world and a focus, and in a lot of cases, a focus on mythology. Yes, Michael, I did see your comment. We're in the middle of a good conversation. We'll circle back around to that here in a minute. It's like a good. I think the focusing on the mythology aspect is important because that was what really set A New Hope apart in 1977 when it came out. Is that it was a war movie, but it was also a cowboy movie, and it was also a Knights of the Round Table movie with wizards and Space Merlin and stuff, and so it helped give it a identifiable like soul to it that a lot of other movies at the time were very cynical, and it's like there's a lot of good movies that came out in the 70s, but it's like you look at that decade and it's a very cynical decade for
we were living in
movies.
A very cynical time.
Yeah,
I mean, we had basically a criminal as a president. Sorry to get political. I mean that's history at this point. He resigned, so he couldn't get impeached. So
yeah, the prescription time has gone out.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna say that we had a criminal for a president before he even got into office because he wanted to win. We had the Vietnam War going on, which wasn't fun.
Sorry, that was just traumatic for multiple reasons.
Yeah, we still had
that. Reminder of Vietnam, and oh no, that song again. That's always associated with Vietnam.
You put it. You put it in Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Fortunate Son. Talk about cynicism. Freaking Fortunate Son and CCR.
Exactly.
We're still. I think it had died down, but we were still in a very racially unfair climate.
Mm-hmm.
We still had civil rights happening even then, and still now. But then there was a lot going on that wasn't very good.
Well, and it's funny too because even then, because I think the mythology and this kind of sense of hope is what helped Star Wars stand out at the time and why a lot of people did go bananas over it. But also, it's like, in its own way, it's also a cynical movie when you read between the lines because the Empire is the United States. And the Viet Cong is the Rebel Alliance because of the different tactics they're using and stuff. And you look at the time period, and it's funny to see some people kind of wake up to that years later and go, oh wait, that's what George Lucas was talking about back in the day. And so that's whenever I hear someone say Star Wars shouldn't be political, it's like A New Hope was very political. It was very politically charged. So, but again, it still had that very
political as in pushing an agenda, or political as in I don't want to know that there's a Republican Senate, and I don't want to see a woman lead diplomatic ties to people in a kids show.
God. No,
that just makes things interesting. I would also say that Star Wars was very much it. I could be wrong on this, but it's. I'm gonna kill my thought here just in case I do end up saying something accidentally offending. So I'm just gonna
even you show restraint.
It wasn't anything. At least my purpose wasn't supposed to be anything like super offensive or edgy or anything. I'm just afraid of saying something that could be taken really poorly, and I didn't realize it. So I'm just gonna kill that thought there for now.
Gotcha.
Because there are things I could probably just not have, like I could have forgotten about or whatever. So I'm just gonna stop myself here for a minute.
Noted.
And talk to you about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow. Okay.
No, we're not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I promise.
No.
How about the bug spray? Can we at least be sponsored by the bug spray?
No. But so anyway, So I think a core thing is the mythology and that sense of hope that Star Wars often brings, and because I think Revenge of the Sith is a really good example of of kind of Star Wars done right in a lot of ways, because because this is kind of what George was. It's like there's a lot of bad things that happen in Revenge of the Sith. It's a very sad, dark movie. But the thing that brings it back around is that the movie
Child genocide.
The movie does not end on Vader and Palpatine watching the construction of the first Death Star above Geonosis. That could have been where it ended, and it would have been this really dark, dark
or
ending
just
for a
Vader
dark
waking up.
or just Vader, yeah. So
I
so
think
it
someone
could have
make
been
a cut of that, and it looked cool, but if we're taking in the context of hope, the way it ended makes more sense.
It ends on Luke and Leia finding their adoptive families. Well, not really adoptive for Luke because it's its actual aunt and uncle.
No. I would call that an adoption.
I mean, you know what
Not by
what I mean, though.
Yeah.
So and it ends on the binary sunset as the Force theme plays, and it ends with the typical Star Wars fanfare. That's a very hopeful da 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 da. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is the same way, where the good guys lose at the end of that movie. It's like Han's frozen in carbonite. Leia's kind of traumatized a little bit. Luke has lost a hand and figured out who his real father is, and yet it still plays out
and incest.
with it.
Now, granted, it wasn't on purpose.
Sweet home Alabama.
Sometimes I really wonder why I keep you around.
It's so that way you have an excuse to turn off the child mode on YouTube.
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess.
I am your Kappa shield.
Kappa shields activate. It's just Daxter.
What's sad is I'm a little bit more restrained today, and I have alcohol. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little happy that I'm not like inebriated or anything, and that I can be a responsible drinker. But anyway, yeah, that's
so anyway, and that's why even though I have some complaints about the movie, that's why I'm not one of those people that goes, oh, The Rise of Skywalker is not a Star Wars movie or anything. It's like same with The Last Jedi, where The Rise of Skywalker still ends on this feeling of hope and triumph and victory for our heroes and everything, and that's why I'm glad it ended the way it did, honestly, because even though got my complaints about how it kind of finished up overall, is that even then that idea that there's still more stories that could be told in the future, and that's what I think is great about Star Wars in general. Is that some people go, too much Star Wars, it needs to die. It's like, well, I mean, I don't think so, because it's like, because it can always be there for these different generations to have these stories of hope. And it's like hey, you had some issues with the way we wrote this character in these 3 movies. Well, guess what? Now she's getting a 4th to hopefully address some of those concerns.
Maybe don't come in here. I don't know if we can get out.
You trap us.
I'm sorry. Actually, we might just be able to roll out.
Nope.
No. Oh no, we face through each other. Wait. Okay, no.
See ya, suckers.
Hey,
how'd you get out? Oh, I found it.
Maybe.
I found it.
Okay. I thought I trapped us.
Actually, you did for a moment, but actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think the object has now become slightly. We can phase through it slightly now. It's no longer become it's now become a background prop and not an asset. So it's not as completely filled as it was. It's not as solid. That's the word I was looking for. It's not as solid as it once was.
Just like those younglings. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
You're safe.
But yeah, you were talking about hope and positive emotions.
Yeah, so that's why I'm excited for the Rey Skywalker movie. It's like, all right, yeah, try this again and see if, because the Clone Wars was a let's try this again moment kind of, while still fitting in established canon, and it worked really well. And now and it's like there's lots of people that have kind of come around on those 3 movies because of that show. So
Phantom Menace is still kind of a train wreck, but
I think Phantom Menace is a more solid movie than Attack of the Clones, actually.
You're like, ooh. In terms of a unifying theme, I think Attack of the Clones is way better as a...
With me or with him?
Yeah. Oh, he's not taking sides?
Okay.
Oh. Okay, well, you clearly have the wrong... your circuits are malfunctioning.
Whoa.
Nope. We finally decided to take a side and not just stand by and go, no, not gonna pick a side. I'm not playing the neutrality card anymore.
Way to go, Sweden.
Whoa, that's a lot of stormtroopers. Never mind. That's what I get for picking a side.
Han Solo moment on Loka's end.
Oh man, now I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah,
maybe one day you will.
Yeah, I think because Phantom Menace has like an actual, like, for the most part, coherent plot, beginning, middle, end. It has themes. It has themes and stuff. Meanwhile, Attack of the Clones is a little convoluted, and of course, it's got the less than successful love plot in terms of on-screen chemistry.
What do you mean? They got married.
I hate sand. It's rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere. Which is actually kind of funny since I'm on Tatooine right now, where it's all just sand. And
we're on Geonosis.
Trooper.
It's also,
yeah.
Consistency.
Either way, Anakin's not having a fun time.
Wait, it's not available in
Fun
arcade.
fact, there is sand on Geonosis.
Is it also coarse, rough, and irritating?
Huh?
Is it also coarse, rough, and irritating?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It's super sad. I wonder how he feels about snow. Like, I know it's kind of like the polar opposite. Polar. But they share similarities.
Well, here's the thing. Snow will melt and go away. Sand is forever.
Sand is forever. Amen.
Sand is forever.
How's that for an inspirational t-shirt quote?
Happiness is like peeing your pants. Everyone can see it, but only you can feel its warmth.
Okay.
Hold up.
I have that one in my back pocket for at any moment's notice.
Of course.
We wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Aw, thank you. I'm being chased by someone, I don't know who. It was Luke.
I think the thing that overall saves Attack of the Clones for me is the beginning of the Clone Wars and the Battle of Geonosis and everything.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I'd probably go, this movie's
And Obi-Wan's entire... Anytime Obi-Wan's on screen, there's a very good chance that's going to be a watchable part of the movie.
It will. The only problem is that, it's like, just when it's starting to get interesting again, they keep cutting back to Anakin and Padme. If any of the prequels needed to be co-written by Lawrence Kasdan, it was Attack of the Clones. And possibly directed by someone else as well. Because because Lucas is, of course, a great visual director, but in terms of, like, on-screen chemistry between his actors, struggles a little bit sometimes. Especially when it comes to romance. I don't necessarily blame him, though, because, you look at his own, history of, in his own love life and stuff, it didn't exactly go well for him, so...
Oh, it didn't?
No, because he divorced his first wife, during the production of Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Never knew that.
And then he was single for, like, the next 30 years or something like that.
Oh.
And then it's like, because and then like in the mid '90s, he even, it's like he adopted a couple kids on his own, just to like fill an empty hole in his life.
How did I not ever know this?
Poor dude.
Huh.
Yeah, so like, remember the kid in Revenge of the Sith that tries to escape from the Jedi Temple with Bail Organa, but then he gets shot down? That's one of his adopted sons.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Jet Lucas.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I knew
so
it was Lucas's kid, but I didn't.
I didn't know it was I didn't know he was adopted.
Yeah, but yeah, because if I'm remembering correctly, he only has one biological child, and then the rest are all adopted. No, he's got two, because I forgot he had another kid with his current wife like 6-7 years ago now.
Yeah, I wonder. I was gonna say, I wonder how his kids feel about Star Wars, but.
Well, I mean, they were kind of some of the ones if I remember correctly, to push him into making the prequels. It's that it was always on his mind, and he was waiting for the technology to get there. But I think they were kind of like, okay, it's like, I think it's time, Dad. You need to get back to this.
Yeah. By the way, get this company called BioWare. Have them make some games for you. They made the stupid decision to make it a really weird turn-based RPG, which doesn't feel right to me. And then they made Mass Effect.
But now here's the interesting thing is that one of his daughters, Katie Lucas, she wrote like some of the most influential arcs in the Clone Wars.
Really?
Yeah, she wrote the Maul Returns arc. She wrote the Order 66 Chips arc in season 6. And
the Order 60 ships.
Her first episode is actually a pretty decent episode. It's Jedi Crash from season 1, which
really?
Because there's some decent like tension and stuff in that episode.
That's a great that's a great climactic.
Alright, this is some good timing for me to head to work.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Please,
I feel like
more game.
Make money to live.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't been going long, but of course, it's like we got started a little later than expected. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us, Lewis.
Yep. Happy to be here, as always.
Yeah. Take it easy, Home Slice, and watch out for snakes.
YouTube bread slice. Anyways.
Aww.
Wait, how do I do this on PS4 again? Oh gosh. There we go.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
I mean, that is always a way you can do that, but it's like, okay, I guess if that's what you're gonna do. Okay, well, he's gone.
Okay.
All right, Attack of the Clones time.
Yay.
Okay, now I'm gonna be on Geonosis in the arcade. I figured it out.
Did you finally find it?
Yeah, I was going through the battle scenarios, and then I realized, hang on a second, there's custom arcade.
There is.
Yeah, there is. Excuse me.
So I think we've kind of covered most of the major announcements. I mean, there's some smaller things like
Jedi Survivor, but we already kind of knew about that.
Well, it's like that wasn't even really an announcement. We just got a launch trailer or whatever. I was more meaning that we got confirmation that Bad Batch is getting a third and final season.
They're all gonna die, aren't they?
Well,
I don't trust anyone in their final season to not just die.
Yeah, it's like, Luca, have you been watching Bad Batch?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've seen it all.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that last episode.
Oh no. Oh no. Someone died, didn't they?
Oh, you haven't caught. Okay.
How many
I'm
bodies?
Not gonna say anything.
Well, it's like, Daxter, have you seen past like the third episode of Bad Batch?
No, and I don't care. But
okay.
So if you spoil it, I really don't mind.
Yeah, so we've at least lost one. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's a maybe. There's no body. There's no body. So some people are holding out hope. I am personally in the camp of it's like no, he's gone because that's too good a moment. To
by the end of at least season 1.
Season 2, actually. Everyone survives past season 1. But,
really? I thought we lost Sev.
Crosshair.
Thank you.
No, he defected to the Imperials. He didn't die.
Oh, you mean... Oh.
So yeah, that's a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, by the end of the second, the entire squad is no longer intact. And so I think that was too good a moment to waste on a surprise he's not dead moment. So that's why I'm kind of in the no. I think we need to get the flowers ready.
Can you give me a clue as to who could have died?
Well, I'm not going to give you a clue because I don't think you have a big enough brain to figure it out.
Hey. Rude.
And it's and it seems like maybe I'm right because that was the clue.
No. 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 No, it can't be.
That's impossible.
Ah!
Did you like that, Loka?
Wow.
Yes.
So that was not. So
That was
are we gonna call that one a
amazing.
double entendre or? How? Like, I think I'm in pain.
To give another answer to that, if I like that, well, I'm saving that clip
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
to
that'll do
watch
it.
later.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that in a video in 3 months. Oh my gosh, Dexter, your buddy!
Oh, it's probably gonna be longer than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or potential blackmail, whichever one ends up coming first.
Where is the ATTE? It's not still sitting over here, is it?
No, we got it.
I know we
if it's
got. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Is
I
like,
can't
did
tell.
someone
Yeah.
get in it?
Oh.
I think they did. Okay, yeah, because I'm not seeing it.
Oh. Please stop hitting me, Kylo. I thought that was you sniping them, but I guess it was someone else.
I like that we just sat there waiting to spawn. We just watched them both die.
Yep. Oh no, I don't want the NT. I want my bird to rifle. I'm being sniped.
So yeah, let me think here. Bad Batch getting a 3rd season. We're getting more of Star Wars Visions, which is the.
I heard that, and we're getting Wallace and Gromit Studio.
Ardman.
It starts with an A. Ardman. Thank you. I was
Yes.
gonna say like
That is
Armots
gonna be
or something.
really interesting.
I'm pretty sure Leica, which is an American stop motion studio. I'm pretty sure they're doing one too. So we're getting 2 stop motion specials. I can't wait.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, because the only one I watched of the first volume was the Rock Band one. That is and that was like 5 minutes long, and the only reason I watched is that I was hyped for the Book of Boba Fett, and I had Temuera Morrison as Boba Fett in it, and he's got like 3 lines, but it's like, you know what, this is going to satiate me for now. So that was the only one I watched, because the rest of it's like, you know what, this is cool, but it's like, you know, the different anime styles is like, this just isn't really for me. But it's like, I'm definitely going to watch the stop motion ones from Volume 2. Those are going to be awesome.
It was definitely, at least for me, very hit or miss, but
Ewok Hunt, nope.
That's kind of due to the, you know, there's all these different styles and different takes on it. So somewhere there was one that was very samurai like influence, and that one was fairly grounded. But then there was another one with 2 siblings, and it went all out anime.
Yeah, and they're like fighting in space.
Oh, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
Listen here, Mr. Ace Combat.
I mean, that's Metal Gear Solid, but without all the BS.
That is not true.
That's the best way to put it, and that's why it works for me. That is true, because there are no actual vampires or nanomachines. It's just very advanced tech, like lasers.
Okay, I'll give you the vampire thing.
Wait, there's vampires in Metal Gear?
Yep. Second game and the 4th game both have vampires.
See, I wasn't even aware of that. I'm not really surprised because, you know, Kojima, Japanese, but, you know.
I mean, I think it works, and the plot is grounded enough, and sometimes kind of ridiculous, but it ends up making sense and has more personality than other games in the in that military genre of storytelling, not storytelling, but like setting.
I am throwing a bit of shade, but I do agree that it works in the context of Metal Gear.
Okay.
But like to kind of show the difference as well with Ace Combat is that if you didn't know it was made by Japanese, you may not actually be aware it was made by Japanese. In a sense.
Yeah.
Whereas with Metal Gear, you can tell, that's definitely made
that's
by
Japanese.
studio. Whereas if you look at
it has a very it does have a very Japanese style in terms of its action sequences. It has some of that to it, but
yeah. I mean, granted, if you look at cutscenes or trailers, you can probably guess that Ace Combat is made by Japanese studio, but it's not overly obvious. Like you could be forgiven for thinking that this is maybe not necessarily Japanese, but like it has enough of it to say, okay, this feels a little Japanese, but it's not going complete all out bonkers. You can tell, it's absolutely Japanese.
There isn't a Brazilian samurai and an American samurai with a robotic jaw fighting each other in the middle of like Colorado or something.
Yes. Pretty much.
Or 2 old dudes going at it at the top of like a ship or something in the middle of the ocean.
No.
No.
I mean, it's got like space lasers and giant flying things that shouldn't be flying, but
it does have space lasers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But anyways, Star Wars Visions. That's also that's also why I'm more excited for this second volume. In that I kind of feel bad for saying that, but when it really is just a case of anime isn't
not
really
my thing.
for me, or at least not that style of anime.
Right,
but
yeah.
Okay, they've all left the party.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Back out?
Yeah, back out.
Try again? Okay.
Yep. So yeah, Visions, and then I don't really think there's really too much else to note, because I mean, I think there's just so much things still going on, percolating behind the scenes. They weren't real, and even then, the stuff that we did get was a lot of big announcements still. So, I really
we just know that we're trying to get this out.
It's like they didn't have an update for KOTOR. They didn't have an update on any other potential Star Wars games that might be coming. They didn't
I'd forgotten that there's even a KOTOR remake being thrown around there.
Yep. And
That's
then
probably not a good sign. And I think Aspire just cleared house recently.
well, Aspire's not
Recently,
purportedly, Aspire's not even making it anymore. So
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah,
I don't know who is now, and I don't know if BioWare is currently up to the task.
No, yeah, probably not.
It would need to be someone like Respawn, and even then, I think they got their hands full.
But even and see, while Lucasfilm has the ability to do that, to remove it from the people that are making it now and put it in BioWare's hands, it's for right now, it's in the Embracer Group family of studios.
Oh.
It's because Aspire is one of theirs, so it's going. I can't remember where it's supposed to be now. But of course, this is all stuff that's just rumors. This isn't even actually confirmed information. It's just like it's just who I think it's Tom Henderson. I think he's behind this information. So and
okay.
he's pretty reliable. So I believe it.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I want BioWare to take a hold of it. I'm just saying like.
Well,
Aspire that isn't their wheelhouse.
No, they're a port studio, and they're really good at doing port stuff.
They're good
so
at
it's
what
like,
they
yeah.
I don't know if Bluepoint would be an interesting studio to hand it off to, but then I think it'd have to be a PlayStation and PC maybe exclusive.
Well, it already is.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
yeah.
Why don't we just give it to them? Like, I think they're doing something right now, but I could be wrong.
Well, supposedly they're working on Metal Gear, but we've been hearing that rumor for years. So it's like, so who knows?
Something tells me no.
I also don't think that would happen because Sony's still all up in this Microsoft Activision biz, and so it's like putting one of their first party studios on a PlayStation and PC exclusive remake of Knights of the Old Republic that won't be coming to Xbox in any way, shape, or form. That does not look good for them when they're trying to stop Activision or Microsoft from getting Activision. So
yeah. Especially considering the original was on console and Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I think that'd be fair turnabout, honestly, because it's like, okay, it's our turn to have it. But
I think if you took the moral high ground and then claimed that
put it everywhere.
Players are the most non-toxic community out there.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe some of these things coming out of the merger reports are absolute bananas. But
it has to be like I haven't laughed that hard in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty players are a very sophisticated bunch, and it's like, oh, and Luke is gone.
Speaking of Call of Duty players,
so yeah, I think that's really all the major Star Wars stuff. We'll probably circle back around to it. So Michael, finally getting to your question. How did you get into Transformers? It was the fall of 2007. So you may see where I'm going with this. It was the fall of 2007, and my friends across the street were having their birthday party. They were a couple years older than me. So, we all went over they invited a bunch of their friends over, and I went over because, we lived across the street from each other and we were similar ages. So we played outside all the time and stuff. So I went over there, and it was a big sleepover. So there were two movies that were watched that night at different intervals. The first was Batman Begins. And then the second was Transformers, which they had just gotten as a birthday present that night on DVD. So
if you said HD DVD, I think I would have laughed.
No. It was regular DVD. It was the combo pack that then also came with the second DVD that had Transformers Beginnings on it, which was just a motion comic of the prequel comic that IDW had put out months earlier. Which was kind of cool.
That one.
Yeah,
or my friend at least having it. So sorry, continue.
So yeah, I went over there. And I kind of had a very limited knowledge of what Transformers was, and since I was the target demographic at the time, I think says a lot for the state Transformers was kind of in at the time, where they were doing fine but not great, and the movie kind of helped blow it back up into a worldwide phenomenon. And I just seen stuff of Cybertron, which was kind of very, it's like the Unicron trilogy is very anime at times, and so just not my speed, as Loka and I were kind of discussing a second ago with Star Wars Visions. So watching the first Michael Bay movie and it's so funny too, is that I was blown away by it, and I was watching it on a rinky-dink little CRT TV that the disc was being played on a PlayStation 2. So the visual quality
if
could not have been
2007. I don't know what does.
Oh yeah, so the fact that I was blown away by it, and there was no surround sound, it was just out of the crummy speakers on the TV, and the fact that I was like jaw to the floor, blown away by this movie and how real these robots were and everything, I was immediately hooked. It's like, and I think a big thing that helped, aside from the visual effects, was also the sound design. Because it's like, those sound like alien robots. The Skywalker sound, or whoever else did the sound effects for the Transformers in all of the live action movies, because now they've built up a really nice library over the years. It's just, one sound that I just really have fallen in love with and just love hearing, just like randomly, I just think of it every now and then. I'm like, ooh, that's such a cool sound, is Starscream's walking sound. And you hear it more in Revenge of the Fallen than anywhere else, but just kind of that weird, that weird kind of hollow sounding, metallic warm. It sounds like it has an energy to it, like it's pulsing with energy or something. It's like, I don't know. There's just something about the sound effects, and he's back.
Hey, he's back.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Probably gonna.
So Ace Combat sucks. It's just an overrated franchise. But frankly, it should have stopped with the second game. Okay, he's not saying anything. That's
he's still not back. He probably heard all of that, but can he say anything? No. So yeah, that was kind of my big introduction to Transformers, and then I very quickly started, getting into the games, it's like specifically the DS games that were out at the time, and then Transformers animated on Cartoon Network was it's like, oh hey, it's Transformers, but it's on TV, and it's like, but it was also so different than the movie, but it was still kind of this. So it's different, but it's also still cool. It's like, oh, it's very stylized. Oh, I kind of get this. I'm vibing. I'm vibing with this and everything. So it's late 2007, early 2008 to be a Transformers fan. I feel like, especially if you were new, it was a great time for the franchise. And so it's like, a lot of other people probably have a very similar story.
Yeah. I think it depends basically when you got into the franchise. And your age. If you were like 2007, 2008, and you were a kid back then, that was when you got into it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were 40, on the other hand, you were gonna hate it. Or at least trends seem to show.
Yeah. Well, and I'm very interested to see how Rise of the Beast is going to turn out, because I have this theory that if you stick G1 Optimus Prime in anything, a lot of G1 fans will lap it up, even if it is absolute garbage. And it's like from a story department and stuff, and it's like, because I really firmly believe that you could put a G1 skin over all of the Michael Bay movies, and a lot of G1 fans would just like unabashedly love it and heap praise on those movies. It's like, oh yeah, they're not perfect, but it's really cool to see them on the big screen and everything. And if they get enough of the lore right and do their own thing at the same time, that it's really cool to watch. But it's like, oh no, Optimus Prime turns into a different type of truck that has flames on it, and suddenly these are the worst movies imaginable, whether or not they have actual problems. So
I guess to kind of piggyback off of you, I'm not the biggest Transformers guy, mainly because my parents were total jerks and wouldn't let me go watch the first movie for some reason. Apparently it was either too violent or Megan Fox or something, I don't know. which, if honestly looking back on it, I don't think was a bad call. But I initially got into the games around 2012, thanks to a friend showing me War for Cybertron. Muted, because I thought there were going to be bad words.
No, I mean they're rated
funny.
T, but
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I'm not gonna say I hate the movies. They're not my thing, and I'd honestly only give it more consideration if I were watching it with someone who could explain to me either the importance of everything happening or seeing it from their perspective.
well, it's like depending on the movie, it's like
Or
it's
if I'm watching the fourth movie in
your
a,
mileage
in a
may
gym.
vary.
Yeah. Or the fourth movie if I'm watching it in a gym because there was nothing else good on. I'm tired of watching the news cycle and it was on FX. I think that's how I watched like most of the fourth one because I was just bored in a gym. Hence why I never go to gyms anymore.
So I think I maybe heard Luca for a second there. Are you back?
Yes, I am back.
Okay.
And
Hey!
it's funny. It's funny you were talking about Transformers when I came back because guess what I watched right before right before we were starting playing, and also the reason why I ended up a little bit late.
Well, why is that?
I watched the Bumblebee movie.
Aha!
Oh. What'd you think?
I actually really liked it.
Oh, good.
Well, because
I
it's
didn't really go in.
the last one you
I-
watched. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last one you watched was
Yeah.
the last night. Correct?
Granted. Yes, and that was mentally exhausting to watch.
Yes. Yeah.
Which part
Like,
of it was
by
hard
by
to...
the time this great.
What part was
There's
harder
just
for your...
too much stuff happening at once. But by the time the final battle was happening, like I couldn't process anything because I was like so exhausted from everything that had happened prior.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
It was just impossible. So, granted, that might, of course, have impacted my viewing experience in that. Oh, last time I barely could hold it together, whereas here it's like, oh, it's simple and very, back to basics and very, very clear in what it wants to do.
Yeah, so just so you know, Loka,
but-
that viewing experience you just had, going from last night to Bumblebee, that is the majority of people watching Bumblebee for the first time. Where
Yeah.
2017 was the last night, and then Bumblebee was 2018, and so a lot of people went in expecting more stuff like the last night, and they were pleasantly surprised that it was not that. So.
Yeah, and even with that out of the bag, I do think it does a lot of things really well. I think it does. Like well, for one, it kind of captures, or kind of, it definitely captures the 80s. But it manages to also be really heartfelt. Like,
Yeah.
There was a moment at the end where I don't really know what it is, but I find it hard to get emotional about stuff in general. I guess maybe I'm just a Terminator and I haven't figured it out yet.
I thought it was just because you were European.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, my dad is the exact same way, where it's hard for us to really get emotion. It's not really that it's hard to get emotional. It's just, it's that we don't show it necessarily. This is really important to know that it, and again, I don't know exactly what it is. It's just something I typically don't feel, and when I do feel, it's not necessarily noticeable, but I felt something at the end of Bumblebee. Like, I felt a little sad.
Mm.
But I also felt like, man, that was... I can't really put it in words, and that also to me speaks of, like, okay, that actually left me with an emotional impact that I can't properly process. But like it's just really heartfelt at the end. Like, man, I got really invested in this relationship between Bumblebee and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her name was Samantha for some reason, and I don't know why.
That would have been too much.
I can see that. I can see that.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to see. Okay, I think I see where I might have put two and two together. Samuel Wetwilly, right?
Sam Witwicky.
Close enough.
But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting looking back at Haley Steinfeld's acting career in, like, say 20 years, because she's got a lot of strong performances at a very young age. So it's like she's going to be one of those that it's like, I feel like she's in 60 years she's going to be Meryl Streep, where she's still winning Oscars. Even if sometimes it's like she's just clearly phoning it in, but she was so good at such a young age and for so long that it's like, you know what, here you go, have another one. What the heck? So, but yeah, Bumblebee was
just adorable.
Yeah, they tweet well. I mean, that's one thing, is that Bumblebee's also technically a reboot. So, but they still kept enough of the design from the other movies, but they tweaked it to, because he still kind of got the radio-looking mouth. But yeah, they made his eyes themselves aren't really necessarily bigger. It's just that they glow brighter and a little more round instead of the larger pupil or whatever.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and then like they toned down some of the sharp edges.
Made him more approachable.
I think most of the design differences I really noticed was with Optimus Prime, but maybe that's because it's more obvious.
Yeah. Well,
did he even get to Earth yet in that movie, or is he still
it's at the very end. At the very end, he shows up on Earth, and he's like, you've helped keep this planet safe. And it's like, it's a very short scene that they threw in at the last second. Same with the Cybertron scene, because that was added in the last second too. But it's like
that was like all CG, and it looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, the robots have always been all CG, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like everything was CG.
I mean, I think
it's kind of like going from one movie to a completely different one.
I mean, just based on the CG alone, I actually couldn't tell it was thrown in at the last minute, because it felt like it was always there in a sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think maybe what kind of helps that is that that everything is CG, so that way there's nothing. It's not like there's a random. It's not like there's a random real tree just sitting right in the middle of the environment while everything else is CG around it to, like, throw your brain off. It's like, you immediately know everything is fake, and so your brain already is working on tricking you. And it's like, okay, no, I know this is fake, but it looks real. But all the robot designs in that movie are drastically different from the other Bay movies, because these are more based on their original G1 designs. Bumblebee is the one that looks closest to his Bayverse design. The rest of them are all very much G1 focused. And
I just hope that they bring back not Starscream, Soundwave, but like do his regular voice. I've always liked his regular voice. It's only been until recently that I heard his Bayverse voice, and I hate it.
I mean, I think his Bayverse voice is fine, because it's one of those, like, yeah, that's Starscream. It's like, he's got the kind of
Soundwave, not Starscream.
Oh, Soundwave. You said Starscream at one point. So
Okay,
it's like,
yeah, I was trying to say Soundwave, but I said Starscream.
no. Yeah, it's like, well, here's the thing about Soundwave in the Bay films is he's actually voiced by Frank Welker, who is the original voice actor for Soundwave in G1. But the thing is, and he's actually doing the same voice he did for G1. The only thing, though, is that they did a
different like modulator or something.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't put the modulator on there for the movies, where they did for the. Of course, they did in the show, because when they were doing G1, it's like Frank Welker was like half of the Decepticons, and so for Soundwave they said you can really do whatever the heck kind of voice you want, because we're going to put a modulator over this one, because he's a sound, he's music, he's a cassette player, he's music based, so you can really kind of do whatever voice you want. So the voice Frank Welker went with for Soundwave was Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, which he was also already doing. So he didn't have to come up with another new voice. He just did Dr. Claw again, and it worked.
He had always sounded a bit more monotone, but it always worked with the modulator on.
I mean, yeah, I think it is just that vocoder effect that adds to some of that.
It adds character, even though it probably shouldn't. Like
Yoda!
if we wanted to say like generic robot, wouldn't they have that modulator on? But it somehow doesn't. Like our little announcer robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as generic of a voice as you can get for a robot.
Well, yeah, because it's funny with all the tactical droids that they had in Clone Wars, like every cast member on the Clone Wars voiced at least one tactical droid, if not more, across the series. And they just used their normal voice, and then they just put a vocoder effect over it, and then that was that.
Yeah, so but the battle droids sound adorable.
Well, I was talking about the tactical droids specifically.
Oh, the tactical droid. Okay, yeah. Sorry. No. Now I see where. Okay, now I got where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, the regular battle droids are all Matthew Wood, so it's one voice actor for all of them, so it's consistent.
Okay.
So, follow-up question from Michael C. Do you have Hot Shot? Well, so that I would say which Hot Shot, but it doesn't really matter because I don't own a Hot Shot figure. But I know that there's the Legacy. There's the new Legacy Generations, or I can't remember what it's called. It's the new Legacy line. And then you've got and then there's Armada.
A repackage of Gen 1.
No, it's actually from Armada from like the early 2000s. And so it's like that one does look cool, and it looks like very accurate to the original toy while also being accurate to the character model from the show and everything, which is very closely based on the toy. But I mean, Armada is not really something I care about all that much, mostly because I haven't seen all of it. But so while I think it's a cool design, it's not one of those that I'm like really wanting to go out and get, because it's like I don't really have that much of a connection to it. The Prime and animated figures are the ones that I'm a little more attached to for obvious reasons. So I'm more interested in it's like, for Prowl, whenever Motorcycle Prowl comes out, I'm very interested in picking that one up, because it's animated based. And then there's also product listings that we're going to get an animated Optimus and a animated Bumblebee in the new Legacy line. So I'm definitely, it's like, do I really need another Optimus and Bumblebee? No, but am I probably going to pick them up anyway because they're based on animated? It's like, yes. It's like I can maybe justify it being based on animated, and not because just from the movies, I think I have, let's see here, I have Hunt for the Decepticons, Dark of the Moon Voyager, Age of Extinction Leader, Last Night Voyager, and Bumblebee movie Voyager. So I have 5 Optimus Primes just from movies alone. And then Bumblebees, I have at least one for each movie. At least. So let's see here. I have Clunker Bumblebee from. So actually, it's funny. I have Clunker. I have Studio Series 1 Bumblebee, which is based on the old beat up Camaro Bumblebee from Transformers 2007. Then I also have Clunker Bumblebee, which is the exact same toy but with different paint apps on it and some slight fixes to so one of the transformation joints. So that's 2 for movie 1 already. But then at the same time, I also have the original '08 Camaro from 2008, from 2007, those original toys. So that's 3 for movie 1. I have 1 for movie 2, 1 for movie 3, 2 for movie 4, and then 1 for movie 5, and then I have 1 for Bumblebee. Yes, that sounds right. So I've already lost count of how many Bumblebees that is. So it's like 2, and that's just the movies. And then if you want to count other universes, then I've got the season 3 Beast Hunters Prime Optimus. I have Fall of Cybertron Optimus. I have animated Optimus. And I think that's it. And then I've got War for Cybertron Bumblebee from the original Generations line, and then I've got Deluxe Prime First Edition Bumblebee. So it's like I have a lot of Optimus Primes and Bumblebees, clearly. Oh, and now they're coming out. Now they're coming out with toys for the actual War for Cybertron video game. Which makes me feel like there has to be a remaster coming, or at least they're going to re-release it on modern hardware, maybe just slightly upscaled or something. Because it'd be weird for them to make toys of something that's you can't get anymore because it's delisted.
Yeah, but who's going to be able to publish that? Would it be through Activision?
I feel like they would have to work out a deal where Hasbro might just be self-publishing now. But
High Impact is owned by Activision, therefore they'd have to get some royalties.
That's why I said they would have to work out a deal where they probably just pay Activision a lump sum, and then. Did we end up? Oh no, we're on Kashyyyk. Okay, that makes sense.
We're on Kashyyyk.
I was about to say, did we end up on Kamino again as the droids? No, we're on Kashyyyk. That makes more sense. So okay.
If they do end up releasing both games for like a nice 40 and then just try to find a way to bring back some of the multiplayer functionality, I'll pick it up. No questions asked.
I'll join you there in spirit.
Oh, are you on Kashyyyk too?
Oh yeah, you still haven't. Man, do I need to yell at your ISP?
Well, considering it sounds like they're switching, I don't think they'd do much good at this point.
How dare you? You lost one of your customers. Blah, 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 blah.
So I'm probably going to get the Optimus and Bumblebee from that line as well. And then, so it's like, so to answer Michael C's questions, are you going to make a collection video? I mean, my stop motions are kind of my collection videos. You just see them in motion. Because like my War for Cybertron miniseries that I did last year, and Luke is gone again.
After hearing that answer, he just left.
Yeah, it's like, well,
he was very upset about that.
I thought it was interesting that he said I'll join you there in spirit, and I said, oh, did you get Kashyyyk too? And then no answer.
Oh, so he's probably dead. He meant that a bit more literally than I think we all thought he would.
Yeah, because he's gonna be a spirit. We'll just
Halloween store.
We'll just look over and he's just going to be sitting on a tree branch smiling at us.
I like to think he's really just a shark. Like, he's not a human. He's just a shark that really likes Star Wars and Ace Combat. But, yeah. Anyway, that dumb joke aside. Oh, they have to see. Man, I really would like just a full screen map. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, that would have been one of those cool quality of life things for him to throw in eventually.
Yeah. Or they could just make a third game. I know
I'm flying! Why am I flying?
You fly now?
Yes, I fly now.
Yeah. Yay!
Got that one in.
Hit. Yep. Okay. I know we're missing a good chunk. I just can't find a great way to put them in.
ATRT, ATRT, ATRT.
Oh.
Got
There's
him.
a guy in the bushes.
Ah! It's Nom. He's in the LAT.
It's Saddam?
I said it's Nom.
Oh, I thought you said it's Saddam, and I
No.
I have several questions.
Oh my gosh.
Those aren't working today.
Clearly.
Thank you. Ow. Yeah, they're at sea. I would love to employ some of my battlefield strategies, but I don't know how many of them would work. Ow.
Yeah, I wonder what it is with Battlefront and there just being the third game curse. It's like there's just never ever going to be a game called Battlefront 3.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have. I don't. I would. At this point, I think I would have wanted some sort of gameplay change.
Yeah, I
Instead
think
of having them update this game to the end of time. Because I really think I know it's aimed towards a slightly younger and more broad audience as compared to Battlefield, but I really think it could take a couple of cues from the series, mainly in terms of weapon customization, maybe having a secondary, and then
I think the thing about weapon customization is that it would all have to fall within the parameters of actual canon, and we don't really see too much of that, so they would have to actually be starting from scratch in a lot of ways. So that would maybe make things a bit difficult.
You just pull from modern day.
But I think something that like they could like almost completely copy over this game and how it works for the most part, and not make any changes except for a mantling system.
Yes.
Add in a mantling system, and like vehicles that work a little bit better, and more like they do in Battlefield, and they're not like how the AAT just bounces all around on the ground sometimes.
Yeah,
it's like and being able to just jump in and out of them on the ground instead of and it's like doing that. It's like just make it a teensy bit more like Battlefield. It's like I think just you make those small changes and then like throw in like Mando content and stuff like that, and then you're golden.
Mando and Bad Batch. I think there need to be more customization options. Like the clones have the most customization in terms of, just base. Like, what were you saying? Too.
Anakin Skywalker was tormenting me.
But I can see your argument on the. The whole weapon customization thing. I think it could be done. It just needs a little bit of out of the box thinking. Maybe using some of the sites that we know exist, like for the DL-44, or since I don't know about Clone Wars guns, but almost all of the guns from the original trilogy are all based off of World War II models, correct?
Correct.
I don't think it looks super out of place if we used some sites from that era. But with a couple of concessions.
Well, the funny thing, too, is that Andor introduced AK-47s into Star Wars, so... I'm not joking.
Okay.
They actually have laser AK-47s in Andor.
I'm not opposed to that. I have more questions, but regardless, yeah, I'm not saying we need like a suppressor or anything, but like a sight, possibly dealing with underbarrel, and maybe a magazine type, like the ion shots versus the regular,
Mm-hmm.
and how they work better on. Like the ion shots work better on the vehicles and maybe the heroes, I think would be an interesting thing, and then trade that off. They do less damage to, you know, just units, regular units. No, maybe not the heroes, then they get broken up. Anyway, the other thing I was thinking of, because whenever I had first heard that DICE was making Battlefront, was destructible environments, and then just recently I realized Lucasfilm would never agree to that.
I don't think so. It's like, why not be able to blow up these huts? I'm
sure maybe not Lucasfilm, but maybe Disney would have a brand continuity issue, or that would be the guys they throw it under.
I don't think so. I think it's more. I think the lack of destructible environments in a lot of ways in this is more of a technical limitation of the specific version of the Frostbite engine that this is built on. I don't know if it's actually tailored to destruction the way that Battlefield is, especially with like 3 and 4 and Bad Company.
Or, yeah.
Because even then they haven't even done destruction quite like they have in
but that's because I think they're trying to appeal to a more Call of Duty audience. And it's not necessarily, they're not taking the good parts of it. They're kind of stripping out the parts that made Battlefield unique.
Oh, Loca's in the chat now.
Uh-oh. Did they hear slander or something?
No, I think he's just having enough internet issues he can't actually connect on PlayStation anymore.
I feel bad for him.
Hold on. Let me check Discord. He may have posted something there.
Yeah, he said he was having internet issues.
Yeah, but that was a half hour ago.
Yeah.
So that was the last time he lost connection and reconnected. So I can give you slander if you want to, Daxter, he says.
Oh no. Can you like ban him from the chat?
No.
Before he does. I'm afraid of what he's going to say.
Where'd he go? I know Obi-Wan is here.
Okay, he hasn't given slander. That's good.
Not yet, anyway. There he is.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, I hear him. He's slicing up. There he is. Eat blaster bolts, Kenobi. Oh no, he's coming up after me. No, he's not.
Where is he?
He's underneath us. Oh no, he ran away.
Oh, I see him. Wait, no, he's running up to us. He's after me. Why is he after me?
Because he thinks you're me.
I'm not you. I'm not you.
He knew that you had the high ground, Lucas says. Oh, that Wookiee got annihilated.
Oh?
Coca-Cola joined the party. He's back.
Oh, now I can join. Okay.
Guess who's back? Back again.
The party did not exist for me to join for a while.
Oh, that's weird.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, I am going to be as happy for you as you will probably be happy for yourself when you get these issues taken care of.
Yeah. I think we all will.
That makes me happy to see. Although I am glad I tuned in momentarily for the stream, because it actually looked so funny to see Obi-Wan jumping up towards you and then just going the other way. As if he realized, oh no, he has the high ground. I can't take on this super battle droid.
So instead he tried to go after the other one.
Now, the reason for this being, Loka, is that he realized I was one of those super battle droids that can run.
Instead of just kind of stand there. And...
Oh! Oh
no! You know what I'm talking about, right, Loka?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I
think I want to know now.
So, in a recent episode of The Mandalorian, they had battle droids in it. And in this episode of the Mandalorian, we learned that super battle droids can run.
They can run.
They can run, like full-on sprint running.
They run now.
They run now.
That has to be terrifying.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, the memes on the internet had been pretty funny. I was like, well, good thing they didn't do that a lot during the Clone Wars.
Scary enough.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mandalorians was where they cut the crap and just got to the.
Yeah.
Well,
I really did not.
I think probably the explanation for is that this SPD that did this in Mando was unplugged from a central computer and was totally autonomous and was more independent. Where the super battle droids that we see in the Droid Army and Clone Wars and stuff, they're all on the same network being run by a computer and following orders and stuff, and they're not really autonomous in that moment. So.
Okay, so this begs the question: are they all neutral if they're not hooked up to a command center of some kind? Or do they have some default parameters that they always go for? I.e., apparently running is now in their wheelhouse.
Ah, man, I was gonna punch that guy upside the head.
Donk.
He got blasted right where I got to him, then he did backflip backwards.
And you see a squad of super battle droids just rushing towards you.
Oh my gosh, nightmare fuel.
Yeah, no. That is a hard pass. That is a very hard pass on my, for me. No thank you. Good day, sir. I do not need that in my life. Like, I always hated it when they came in groups of more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about those things running towards you.
Oh yeah.
Like, so all I'm saying is, if I were in the Techno Union, I would have totally taught them to Zerg Rush. All I'm saying.
Speaking of SPDs, I just totally captured C all on my own.
C as in Super Battle Droids.
C as in chunky.
Chunky.
Oh, and here I was gonna go Super Battle Clanker.
Super Battle Clanker.
Whoa!
There, guys. I said it. I said the C word.
How dare you! 10 things you don't want your parents overhearing you say out of context.
Mm-hmm. The hard A on Clanker.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, it's the hard R, man. The other way around. My favorite one is still Halo. In Halo, some of the Marines will call the elite split lips.
I just heard a Wilhelm.
Man, I wish.
Oh no! What the heck is this? It's getting laggy. Oh, what? Wow, I don't know what just happened there, but Yoda, there was Yoda, there's a TX-130. I got massive frames all of a sudden, then I'm dead.
Gaming.
Yeah. Yeah, do you... yeah. Oh, man.
Yoda activated his lag switch.
Yeah.
He just put his router into a bucket of water and called it good.
Time to turn off the game. It is.
Touch grass? You cannot.
Touch grass, you must. Too long playing, have you been? Ow.
Rush B, we will.
Yoda during the war.
I mean, we have those new AI voice synthesis memes just spreading around like wildfire.
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's get Gamer Yoda. How about that?
Yeah, but what kind of gamer Yoda? Like, what does he play? What's his specialty? Is he a fighting game kind of guy? Do you think he'd be more of an RTS dude, maybe a MOBA?
Well,
I don't. COD player.
Considering how well he did with figuring out that the Sith were in control of the Senate and everything, I don't think RTS is his strategy because he failed that one IRL.
Yeah, well, not that part. He'd be really bad at like one of those visual novels where it's a mystery. I'm not
Clue.
saying like
Yoda cannot play Clue.
Play Clue. Yeah, there we go. It was a Palpatine with a wrench in the back room. Which Clue has to be one of the most violent board games ever.
Yeah, it's about murder.
It's...
And people say video games cause violence.
Uh-huh.
And meanwhile, how many world wars were there before video games?
2.
How many world wars were there after video games?
0.
What?
Exactly.
So far.
I like to think... Yeah, so far. Yeah, do you think if we were playing Monopoly in 1929 and everyone had just lost, do you think the same thing would have happened? Just mass paranoia, major depression, mass suicides because they got bankrupt in Monopoly?
Kind of did happen.
The craze sweeping the nation because we can't do it in real life anymore.
Introducing Black Tuesday, the board game. It's the opposite of Monopoly. You start with money and slowly lose it as the game progresses.
Find out how to lose it less fast. They're slower. Wow, words fail me.
Make
today.
sure to sell your high rise in the first round, or else you'll end up jumping off it by the end.
Watch out for the orphans. They're really scrappy with your coins.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I don't have any more Great Depression jokes. I'm kind of all out. Other than there was a YouTube series for a while there called Depression Baking, and I thought it was just a really sad person making food for you. But it was just about this grandmother showing the recipes she made during the Great Depression. I need to find it. It wasn't anything that looked like, I want to eat that again. Because lest we forget, Jello salad existed.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it still does, sadly.
So, old people are a disease that must be eradicated.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
He's pulling a reverse Anakin. We must stop him.
He's killing all the oldlings.
The oldlings!
Oldlings!
Speaking of Anakin, I'm afraid I have angered him.
Uh-oh.
Young Anakin, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? And then just... Oh, I think I found him. Oh, I found him. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was actually well fought. We managed to stall them for a bit. I'm surprised it took us this long to get to the ships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought we were gonna claw back for a second there.
Yeah, I did too. Michael C asks, "Where do I live in the U.S.? In the Midwest." That's all I'll say. You get a region. That's it.
Although, can I dox you? Is that okay?
No.
The middle part. Like, just kind of there. Just somewhere in the middle. Like, take a map of America and just point in the middle. And it's gonna be there.
I don't know. I think it's bad enough with all the hacking that Rao does. I don't think Prentice needs more hacking.
That's cool. I don't think he's the type to just leak government documents.
On Discord.
Or yeah, no. Okay, so I thought the original story was to prove that the Ukraine war was real. He leaked these documents.
No,
I think the guy was just a racist.
No, it was from what I saw yesterday. It was to prove that he worked in the government.
Oh.
Yeah, I think.
Wow, that's an even worse reason to leak government documents.
Talk about task failed successfully.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations, you proved you worked for the government. Now you're going to jail for 20 years.
And way too many people are coming to your defense. Like, it wasn't even like...
You had literally one job.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't like Pentagon Papers from the 70s, like Watergate and all that. This was like for a nefarious purpose. Oh, man, humans are amazing sometimes, aren't they?
They are.
Oh yeah.
Ow.
Haha, I got him! Headshot! From behind the cover. Oh, you missed. Stupid. Okay, never mind. He didn't miss. There's just a delay from when
let
I
me revive
died.
you. Let me revive you.
Not in this game.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing I won for the theoretical, hypothetical, not going to happen Battlefront 3. Reviving. Just squad reviving, please.
Well, and I think it'd be hilarious if you're playing as the droids and like they actually get out a wrench and start fixing you.
Yeah. You can add a little bit more character there. I'm not saying you need to go like... I had this thought recently, like, for a next Battlefield, just to... It doesn't have to be Bad Company, but it can be that satirical view, that more comedic view of war and all that, instead of trying to be serious, just to make itself stand out from the crowd a bit more.
I kind of feel like that's what they could have done in 2042.
Or two, but they decided not to.
It would have made those end of round voice lines actually work a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it works out sometimes.
Honestly, sometimes I wonder if maybe 2042 started out as a Bad Company game.
Just because of the Bad Company 2 stuff, or is there a bit more in there that you're basing?
No, because of the more character focused. In terms of there being specialists, and also the end of round lines.
End of round stuff.
Don't be sad. But that's just how things works out sometimes. Like it seems very. If like, this was a more comedic game, that could work.
Or everyone is just an absolute jerk to everyone else.
That like, too.
Like I think I'd be okay with that. That's kind of Bad Company, but they eventually, you know, are all buddy pals at the end.
Whoa, they are destroying our stuff right now, Daxter.
Okay, where are they? Oh, I can't even push through. I'm being... Yeah, I can't even push through. I'm stuck.
Let's try that again. Also, it's kind of funny how you're battling down there, whereas I'm in the trees in Kashyyyk. On the
Speaking
platforms.
of Vietnam,
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some weird reason, they're speaking Trandoshan.
Oh man, you didn't even go with the rhyme. Ow. Yeah, man, they really just need to... Yeah, I feel like Battlefield really could be its own thing and not have to be tied down as Call of Duty, but big.
I mean, well, I'd say it's its own thing. It's just that it's being labeled as COD, but bigger.
Bigger.
Even though that's... I mean, I guess technically sorta kinda accurate, but it's really selling it short.
Yeah, if there are things that Battlefield can 100% pull from COD, I'm not saying that Tactical Sprint was a bad idea. But
whoa,
I don't know if that...
What? Okay, that clone just did some weird funky stuff.
Some weird funky stuff.
So, okay, next question for Michael C. How many Autobots do you have? I mean, you know, I don't even count at this point how many Transformers I have in general, let alone how many I have on either side. It's
at least 2.
Yes, at the very least 2. I mean, we've already established I have like 20 figures just between Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, so... Now, one thing I do know, I have more Decepticons than Autobots, but... It's not... I don't think it's... Yay, we're the clones. I don't think it's that big a difference.
And also, we all know that the Decepticons were right in everything they did, so...
The Decepticons did nothing wrong.
Oh, sounds like my dad's watching Mandalorian.
Oh, do you hear him sobbing in the other room, or...?
No, I heard the little woo music cue whenever Mando shows up on screen.
Oh, wait,
I mean, it's basically the Star Wars version of that, so...
Yeah. I know it has a name, but I don't know what it is.
The clankers are making another land grab, and naturally it's up to us to stop them.
Oh, back on that Battlefront 3 thing, please fix the Starship controls. Please.
Yeah, just copy and paste the squadron's controls.
That would be, yeah, or actually, copy and paste Squadron's mechanics altogether. That would be awesome. It was simple, but it had depth, and I liked that. At least you can still do like the class thing, like the heavy, the light, and the in between. But I like the idea of being able to focus your shields boost and firepower. Although that, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, that could lead to some bad spam of some kind.
They would have to. They would have to. Really balance it a little differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might take an entire team dedicated to the Starfighter.
Kind of like what they already did with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah, I'd love to see some more troop transport, almost like a helicopter of some kind.
The LAAT just needs to be fully controllable, full stop.
Yeah.
Same with the was not the MTT, but the I cannot think of the landing ship that the Separatists use.
The HMP droid gunship.
Thank you. Droid gunship. It was something like super generic compared to the LAAT, but the LAT.
Well, so actually, it's if you want to know, HMP stands for Hover Mobility Platform.
Well, that's dumb. I prefer to call it the floater.
Thank goodness that droid is AI.
Why do you say that?
Because he didn't hit a single shot.
Feels bad, man.
Capturing command post desk.
I don't know if they'd be able to do it or not, but maybe iron sights would be a cool thing. But that would be... You might have to redesign the guns at least a tiny bit. Ow.
Yes, I mean, yeah. Battlefront being a little more casual, I think, is not a bad idea. So the no iron sights, not being able to zoom in unless you have a scope, that's not for something. Oh my gosh, that body went flying. That's never something that bothered me. So in this game particularly, I think I'm fine kind of with the way it works for the most part.
It's a little thing of that'd be kind of cool. But I could see there'd be some. I'm not going to say continuity issues, but some keeping with the brand identity arguments. Oh, you redesigned my E11. How dare you? Sort of thing. But
Maul's at E.
what's the sale price right now?
Our forces are securing command post crash.
Nothing? No follow-up? Okay.
No, I didn't understand what you said.
Me neither.
I'm just gonna fly now. There's fly now. B.
Capture of command post desk.
Ah, come on. I tried to get out my minigun, but it just didn't work.
Which minigun are you using? Just the standard or the...
Well, right now I'm using a lightsaber, so...
Oh. That's my favorite minigun. Bye-bye.
It's so powerful it can block miniguns.
No. Ow.
I just killed young Skywalker.
Oof.
He probably deserved it. Oh, oh, up. I do enjoy the aerial troopers dying while in midair.
Yeah, and the flailing around, that's always fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, Maul's here too.
Where are you?
Eat.
Eat.
How's A the only objective we have? Alright, I'm not going to tussle with the other heroes. I'm going to go capture other objectives.
I'm capping C. If you want to join me? And I've got Grievous. And a very big tank. Oh, I'm dead. He killed me with the flash pistol. What?
What?
Mike, why were you using that in the first place? I think that's my first question. And how could I have fallen for a trick as simple as that? Where is he? We got Molliday, Ow.
Ah! Level 302 General Grievous.
Oh, jeez.
Say that again?
Level 302 General Grievous.
302?
Correct.
Okay, Maul's dead. Like, I like this game, but I don't know if I like if I 302 like this game. 302 General Grievous like this game. Oh no, please quit crawling closer. Also, what sociopath decided that it'd be really funny if General Grievous crawled everywhere? That's horrifying.
George Lucas when he made Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, think
I
about
don't know,
that.
It's
Think about-
nothing compared to the Yoda reskin I've seen online.
Yoda reskin?
Yes, imagine the Grievous crawling, but with Yoda.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Like it's a mod or something?
And with him going... rushing towards you.
I mean,
I know
imagine
that
if this were
video
all
exists,
real.
because there is a mod. I might look it up later.
Okay, yeah, please. Yeah, imagine if this were all real. Imagine an asthmatic robot crawling towards you like a bug very quickly. And all you're shooting isn't killing it.
And all your shooting isn't killing it.
And it's got 4, like, glow sticks that I got from Party City.
The only thing though is is that the glow sticks are from people he murdered at Party City. he didn't get the glow sticks from Party City. He got them from people he murdered at Party City.
He got them at Party City. Oh, you mean so he bought them? No.
No. He got them off of his victims at Party City.
The Halloween Spirit Killer. Tonight on Dateline. Vaughn Robinson was an average American until he wasn't. Please get back here.
Okay, Yoda's just hiding in a corner right now. I don't know why.
We'll kill him.
I can't. We're still in the same team. Order 66 hasn't been called down yet. Okay, Obi-Wan's... Oh, you're Obi-Wan. Okay, yeah, at least you're doing something.
Well, I was going to pick Anakin, but for some reason I thought you were still Anakin.
No,
So
I died a while ago.
Yeah.
No, the level 302 Grievous got me.
I found him, speaking of which. And I'm dead.
Ah.
At A. Okay,
Ow.
Yoda's now doing something. I hope he's not making the same noise that you just did. So it sounds like to me like you're dying.
Yeah, no, that was me dying. That's exactly what that was.
Ah!
Ah, that didn't do anything.
Okay, getting out of here, Goodbye. I see a Sith Lord with a toothpick. I'm getting out of here. I miss playing the original Battlefront and being able to use my dropped mines as a hero killer. Mainly because my friends aren't that bright and will run towards it, and then it'll happen again. Random thoughts aside.
Okay, I forgot how good the supercharged sentry is.
Oh yeah, it's a hero killer.
Ah! Maul. No one
found
shops
him.
at you anymore.
I made that joke earlier and you guys didn't get it.
I didn't hear you say it. Is
And
that what
there he goes.
is that what you said when we couldn't understand you?
That was what I was trying to say. I said, "What's on sale?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Yeah, it wasn't a good. It was a good execution, but it's kind of like your joke but better, or my joke but better. So, man,
This Droideka is literally running circles around me.
wouldn't it be like spinning circles around you, or like how do you classify that? Rolling circles around you? Like, if you don't use your legs to run... I'm dead now.
Peace at last.
Captured command post Besh.
Oh. Ah! That was a turret. That's what that was shooting at us. Okay.
Oh. I don't think I managed to kill him. Dang it.
Seems the Archclanker Grievous has joined the battle.
Oh, hey, good news. General Grievous is now only level 13.
Oh, perfect. Wow, we got demoted. Man, that kid did say his dad worked at Xbox. Oh, I think I just saw Grievous.
And Maul.
Or, oh, that was the blue I saw. Okay. I was getting very concerned for a second that I saw blue and then got scared.
Oh, we outforced one another.
Oh. He's running.
As Maul tends to do.
I'll just run out his guard.
Okay. Ah! There's
I'll
a
have a
five. Was that you? Were you the 501st
Yes.
trooper trying to beat him to death?
Yeah.
You truly do belong in the 501st.
I don't know if that's like. That's like dancer levels of tactics.
Our forces have started to capture command post Orange.
Just beat my enemy to death with the butt of my shooty stick. Which I would like to make clear that all sticks in my life were DC 15s, and they still are. Oh. There it goes. Boop. 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 Boop.
I scared Maul and he ran away.
Boss is here. Watch out.
There we go. Sorry, my dogs are barking. You can't tell, can you?
No.
Nope. Oh, that's a friend.
Dodgeball is here. Stay focused. We're almost in
Okay.
control of the battle.
Oh! Oh, wow. Those... Two more.
Oh. Oh. Jet guy.
You have your objectives. Secure those command
Okay.
posts.
Ah. Yeah, we did it.
Captured all the command posts you need right now. I've sent a transport down to pick you up. Your window to take that ship out. The LA-80 is touching down now. Hightail it over there.
Let's go.
Master Yoda's here. Get on the transport.
Ah, Maul.
There you go. Oh. Oh, do we need I didn't see. We gotta run to the spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you had it in you. Next stop, mayhem and destruction on the dreadnought. Second your boots hit the deck, you need to track down those targets and hit them with everything you've got.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Go for the
God.
objective, brothers. Bring this ship down.
I just
Oh, there you are.
witnessed a bunch of battle droids trying to figure out how to destroy a turret.
The AI still, or humans?
Yeah, the AI. They managed to do it, but it was still.
It took a while.
Okay, I'm starting to think that's not the subwoofer I'm hearing, and instead it's thunder.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It was the
It
subwoofer
rained?
at first, I know, but well, actually, in certain parts of our area, we're forecasted to get baseball-sized hail.
Oh no. Actually, I gotta check my neck of the woods too.
No, I think it's going to be way north of you, so
Yeah,
because it's actually supposed to be a little north of us too, but.
We just got a cold front come in. I was sweating, like really bad in the house yesterday, but then because my parents are Neanderthals and won't turn on the AC even though it's spring, which means it's hot.
Kenobi is here to support us. Hit the objective. Go, I got your back. We're taking control.
Ah, come on. The stupid slow turn radius of the big gun. Oh yeah, that is definitely thunder I'm hearing.
I think I even heard it got picked up on your mic.
Yeah, so in an abundance of caution, once we destroy this separatist ship, we should probably call it good. It's getting late anyway.
Alright.
I've hit my credit limits on arcade.
Oh
as
no!
well.
Perfect timing!
I forgot this existed.
Yeah, a hold over
Because
the good old
God
days
forbid
of
you want to play.
offline.
I don't think that's... I think the more offensive one was Guitar Hero Live. Only let you play 3 songs a day. Off of like for a majority of its songs by yourself.
Well, I guess no more arcade for me. If you want to earn credits.
Ah, Grievous. Level 303 Grievous is back.
Oh no.
It seems like he grew a little bit since last we met.
It's grown a bit taller.
Joined by Master Yoda.
There's also rocket droids
There,
on top
I
of the
fixed it.
MTTs.
Yeah, I see him. I see him.
Stupid sniper droids.
Get all the objective. We're capturing the objective. Shield operation. Steady now. You're close.
Oh, I just heard a peck against the window. I think that's hail. But of course, like I
Uh-oh.
said, it was a peck, not a... Oh, yep, another peck. I think we're starting to get little pea-sized hail.
If you hear something crash through your window, that was hail and not me, I swear.
Don't worry, I am dedicated, so even if a giant thing of hail comes crashing through the window, I shall continue playing.
Okay, good.
I love this droidicat trying to just get around the two Jedi Masters.
Oh wait, both of the masters, or is there a master and then?
Technically, it's Anakin, and he
Council
was never...
member.
he's a council member, yes.
Yeah.
This is outrageous.
Take a seat.
Ah, Grievous is back. Dang it. He's low, though. Ow.
Our forces are attacking the target.
Was able to get past them a little bit.
I'm laying down cover. Go, go, go.
Oh, there's no one there.
Flank around. Go, go, go. Grievous!
Found him! Found him!
Blast him, blast him! He's almost dead. Ha
I killed myself, but we got him.
ha! Nice! Yeah, I just saw Clone Commandos defeated pop up. Another good trooper gone too soon. Commando droid!
I saw him.
One down.
I see him.
Go, go, go. I killed Bad Candy. Oh, they got a shield up.
Yes.
Oh no, Dexter! Oh, it's the duel of the fates. It's Anakin and Dooku and Obi-Wan and Yoda and Maul.
Tried to get around. See ya.
Be careful, brothers.
Alright, come on. We got this.
Fire ready.
Stay close.
Commando. Ah! Oh.
Up behind you. In front of you.
Got him.
Almost there. Last push.
Last one, let's go, 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 go! I've been shot in the back. It's almost gone, though. And we did it!
Got it.
Nice.
General Grievous is here.
We did it.
I guess the Clankers will have to send us a bigger one next time.
Okay, yeah, that was fitting. There was a... Oh, yeah, and look at Mr. 303 level General Grievous right there in front.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fitting conclusion.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was fun. I was happy to get back to Battlefront. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I'd love to do another Battlefield 4 session, but that's only if we can find servers. Servers are very much hard to get a hold of right now. Even with 2042 kind of flopping. But on an interesting side note, with just like the multiplayer in Warzone, Modern Warfare 2 is like only 136 gigabytes digitally. Which I'm shocked it isn't bigger.
Well, but here's the funny thing, though. It's only digitally, because the only thing that's on the Modern Warfare 2 disc is the access code. It doesn't have any data on it other than that.
Oh, perfect. So, in general...
Yeah. So well, I have kind of noticed online, though, that we are in the upward trajectory part of a Battlefield life cycle, where people are kind of going, oh, you know what, Bat 20, it's not that bad. They've made some changes. They've made improvements. It's actually starting to be a pretty good game now. It's like, and who said we would get to this point eventually? And everyone's griping and moaning. That was a very unfortunate. That was a very unfortunate combo.
That was a really poor choice of words.
Very unfortunate combining griping and moaning. Don't combine those two words. Note to self. Yeah, it's like
it very much changes context.
It does, but you know what I meant. So it's like I said we'd get here eventually. So we're here. So it's like I'd be good for another 2042 game night here before long as well. But of course I think something that does need to happen, though, is we need to power through the battle pass a little bit and everyone get a 1-for-1 skin, and then we can play Warzone as a 4-man squad with actual character skins on. And
I have access to 2 of them, but I can certainly work towards... That was loud. Like Ghost or Farah.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to... I personally am the guy who wants to get all the... get all the weapons first, just because that's kind of the reason why I bought the Battle Pass.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So, anyway, I think we had some good Star Wars conversations here. We talked about a couple of things here and there, but it's always fun to talk about Star Wars, especially when there is a great big old content drop of news and stuff, and so yeah, it's always fun to play Star Wars, talk Star Wars. It's something I greatly enjoy. So we'll go ahead and call it here. So I am Princess 1215. Once again, I've been joined by Coca-Cola. Oh no, did he?
Oh no.
I think we lost. Oh, okay, no, I was. Okay, good. I said I've once
just been silent.
Okay,
I heard 2042 and went.
okay, because I said I've once again been joined by Coca-Cola, and then nothing, and we're like, oh no, we lost him again.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something clever to say, but
okay.
I think it was funnier that you said nothing and you had us all concerned.
Unfortunate internet issues aside, this is the way.
Yes, this is the way.
Is the way.
And then of course we've also been joined by Daxter Corp.
I can't think of anything witty either, but been a blast.
And then, of course, Lewis was also here earlier. He joined us for as long as he could. We'll hopefully have him back on again soon as well. So, yeah, that's been it for another thought-provoking game night. I hope some thoughts were provoked during this discussion, and we will see you guys next time. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.